You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
After a year's delay, the National Crime Records Bureau released its report on crimes in India in 2017. And it has a lot of data about different crimes in India, but it didn't include mob lynchings. So have there been no lynchings in India? Is the NCRB missing an important detail in their oh-so-detailed report? That's what we'll find out on this edition of the Big Story podcast. You're listening to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect headline-making news. I'm Vishnu Gopinath. The NCRB released its annual crime report for 2017 after more than a year's delay, and it's completely ignored the word lynching in its 1300-page report. Apart from this, it's got a few other important details which we'll get to soon enough. I'm joined today by former IPS officer Yashovardhan Azad.
Crime data and annual crime data, it kinds of, it's a map, it's a social contour,
He also served as the Special Director of the Intelligence Bureau and the Central Information Commissioner, among other positions. We'll also hear from the centre's ministers.
विपक्ष के पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं है. सही बात यह है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में अपराधियों में भय है. आम जनता निर्भीक हुई है.
As well as our legal editor, Vakasha Sachdev.
So at this point, when you don't have any data, he can make the statement. You can't really fact check it.
Before we continue, if you like this podcast, don't forget to subscribe to the Quint's channel on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Jio7, Spotify, or any other popular podcast platform. Now back to our topic. To be more specific, the NCRB's report never uses the word lynching, despite at least 27 instances of lynching in India in 2017, including the lynching of Pehlu Khan, which was captured on video. Before we continue, let's quickly look up what lynching means. Lynching, verb, a group of people killing someone for an alleged offence without a legal trial. I'll leave a link to the Quint's tracker of lynchings in India since 2015 in the show notes. The Home Ministry also said that things which weren't mentioned in the report include lynching, crime against RTI activists, journalists, and social activists, besides others. So, when they were asked about it, the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is now headed by Amit Shah, responded, quote-unquote, NCRB did not include murder due to lynching and other heads, as data based on these parameters was assessed as vague or unreliable. We spoke to retired IPS officer and former DGP of UP Police, Vikram Singh, and he said that lynchings came under the heading of murder. Listen in.
NCRB is collecting data and it is not in their interest to conceal anything. For as long as I can remember, since 1974, the data has a specific format and the data is collected in a specific format.
Want to hear the rest of this podcast? Check out the link to the full episode in the description below and follow The Quint on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Jio7, and all other platforms we are on.